let's begin this session. So, good evening, everyone. We are so excited that you have joined this insightful session on the holistic progress card, a transformative approach to students' assessment. Moving beyond traditional grading, the holistic progress card provides a comprehensive view of child's growth, capturing academic achievement alongside essential life skills, values, overall development. In this session, we will explore how this approach fosters a well rounded learning experience, empowering educators to future students beyond marks and scores. I'm sure that we are ready to dive into the future of meaningful assessment, where every child's progress is valued to its entirety. Leading the session is our in house expert, Swati Sharma. But before introducing her, here are few housekeeping norms that we will follow. Everyone apart from presenters are on mute, and this being a webinar platform, cameras are switched off too. This is done to keep the distraction to minimum. If you have any query, it is highly recommended that you make a note of it in your notebook. There is a high possibility that the queries will get resolved as we go through the session. If not resolved at the end of the session, please put it in the Q&A section and our facilitator will pick it and respond. We are trying to maintain high quality of connectivity. However, in just a case you find any issue, we will keep you informed on the corrective measures we are taking. If you find any disturbance in audio and video at your end, please log out and log in back. This usually resolves the issue. At the end of the webinar, you will receive feedback link. Kindly take 5 minutes to fill the feedback form. Once submitted, you will receive your certificate of participation in the inbox of your email. However, attendance of duration of minimum 60 minutes is essential to get the certificates to get generated. If you face any issues, please drop a message to Oxford Advantage WhatsApp group or speak to the manager academic excellence assigned to your school. Now let us move on to get introduced to the facilitator of the day. Swati Sharma. She is a passionate educator whose journey in the world of academia has shaped by her deep-rooted commitment to impactful teaching and curriculum innovations. With the background in technology and a decade of experience in education, Swati seamlessly integrates research-driven methodologies with practical learning approach to create dynamic and engaging content for the foundational graders. Her career has spanned diverse roles from being an educator to spearheading curriculum development, teachers training, digital learning strategies, and hands-on instructional methodologies. Currently serving as a foundational grade content developer, Swati worked relentlessly to ensure that students experience education as a joyful and enriching process. She firmly believes in experimental learning and tries to create content that bridge the gaps between theoretical concepts and practical application, making education more effective and meaningful for the young learners. With her profound knowledge and unwavering dedication to shaping early education, this session promises to be both enriching and thought. Let's dive in and explore new possibilities in foundational learning together through holistic progress card. Swati, over to you.
Thank you, Bhanu, for such kind words. A very good evening to all the teachers. Thank you so much for taking this time out and joining this session. We are very excited to take you through the holistic progress card. Some of you might be aware about it, some of you might have used it, some of you might be new to this. So, we will go through the process of holistic progress card step by step. I would request all the teachers to keep patience. Some of the concepts might be new. If you have any questions, you can post it in the chat. I have Shruti with me. She's my colleague. She will try to answer all your questions in the chat. If there are any questions unanswered, we will take those questions up at the end of the session. Now, to begin the session, let us first talk about the holistic progress card. Why holistic progress card? Now, the National Curriculum Framework rightly shifts the focus from rote learning to a 360-degree view of a child's development, emphasizing competencies, skills, values, and well being alongside academics. Now, a key tool to enable this shift is the holistic progress card. So you will be doing a lot of activities, hands-on learning in the class. So that's the input in the classrooms. But how do you show it for a child to see? It is with the help of a tool like holistic progress card, because children are more than marks. They grow in ways that grades alone can't capture. They grow through creativity, collaboration, curiosity, and character. So it is vital to provide this information whenever we are giving a progress card to a child. Now, what makes a progress card holistic? Along with capturing academic conceptual understanding, we need to track skills, attitudes, values and socio emotional development, self and peer assessment, physical development of a child, cognitive development, and provide qualitative feedback for growth. At Oxford Advantage, we have embraced this vision and created our own holistic progress card, which is in line with the holistic progress card released by Parak. This is available in both digital and print formats. In digital format, I'll take you through the digital format, how to use it, how you can easily input all the information for a child and generate the holistic progress card. I'll also show you the print format for it in case you want to fill in the information by hand. So we have both the ways possible. Digital format makes it easier for you to put in the information and then generate it. Everything is auto calculated. You will see in a minute how it operates, how it is made, designed to make the work easy for you. So allow me to share my screen. As I shared earlier, if you have any questions, please feel free to put it on the chat. Shruti is going to answer the questions. If there are any unanswered questions, we'll take it up at the end of the session. So, first and foremost, to use the holistic progress card, you need to log into Oxford Advantage portal using your ID and password. Now, when you log in using your ID and password, this is the landing page. You will see some icons here on the navigation bar. There are some icons. We have to first put in the entry. So here you will see there are different icons. Let me just log out and log in again. So once I log in, I have these options. I want to first enter the marks for the kids. So basically, holistic progress card has different options. First, we talked about we have to put in the academic results of the kids. Then we need to put other information. For example, how are they developing cognitively? How are they developing physically? How is their socio-emotional quotient? How is their aesthetic sense? All this information can be put into this holistic progress card. So I have clicked on this marks entry. I'll select the year. I'll select my class just for showing on the screen. I have selected all these information. Now once I've selected my year, class, section, I have two options, term 1 and term 2. How we have designed this HPC is in two terms. So, first, HPC can be downloaded once first term is finished, and then term 2 HPC when you are about to when you complete the second term, right? This is how we operate in schools. We have half yearly and then annual exams. So we have divided into two parts, term 1 and term 2. For beginner, because there are four themes, term 1 will happen after the second theme, after completing theme 1 and theme 2. Term 2 HPC can be created after completing theme 3 and theme 4. For level 1 and level 2, because there are 6 themes, so term 1 will be after 3 themes, first, second and third theme, and term 2 HPC can be created after completing themes 4, 5 and 6. Now let me select term 1, and then I have selected the theme. Automatically, when I select the term, it will show me the names of the themes. In term 2, it is automatically showing me animals and food. Similarly, it will operate the same way for level 1 and level 2. Here you will see one more tab, which is evaluation type. There are two options in evaluation type. One is activity observation and anecdote observation. If you want to put in the observation values for the activities conducted in the classroom, then you select activity. If you want to fill in the information, personalized information about the child, then you click on anecdote observation. Now, what are these activity observations and anecdote observations? Activity observations, in your theme books, there are a lot of activities which you conduct in the classroom using the TMs, teacher manuals. We have given the option of evaluating how a child is performing in the classroom on those activities. For example, if there is an activity in the theme book where a child has to trace the curved lines, you will see in the TM there will be a lesson plan dedicated to it, that you have to help the child trace the line. Now, when you are conducting this in the classroom, you will see some kids are struggling with it. They might need some help. Some kids are doing well with your help, and some kids might be doing very well without any help. So there are different levels where how a child might perform on different activities, right? So we will give you option of evaluating a child on how they are performing on different levels. All this can be done in activity observation. I will show you how it works. We will go into detail. Right now, I'm just explaining what are the different types of evaluation that can be done here. We will deep dive into each type. Second part is anecdote observation. Anecdote observation, as I said earlier, is a personalized information or observation parameters for each child. When you click on anecdote observation, you will see the names of all the children enrolled in your classroom being displayed just below this. So when I clicked on anecdote observation, I can see the name of all the children that are enrolled in my class. I am a teacher of beginner class in my school. These are the children that are enrolled in my class. Then I will click on evaluate, and I will give personalized information and evaluation observations for each child. Let's go back to activity observation. When I click on activity observation, you will see four tabs here. Now, visualize this as per your theme book. So, when you open your theme books, Oxford Advantage theme books, the theme book is divided into different subjects. So, first is English, then maths, then general awareness, then art and craft. Mapping to that, you will see four tabs here: foundational literacy, which is your English, foundational numeracy, which aligns with your mathematics, general awareness, and art and craft. These are the four subjects that you're covering in your theme books, and similarly, in the same order, we have covered it in the HPC. When you click on any one subject, it highlights in orange so that you know that this is the subject that I'm evaluating for. You can toggle between the subjects. For example, you have filled in the information for English, then you can move to maths, then general awareness, then art and craft. When you click on any subject, you will see some information down here. I will explain what this information is, but before that, let me take you through one basic information, which is the levels of learning. So, for example, let me share my screen again. So, the example that I gave you regarding tracing of curved lines, and I said something like some kids might be able to do it proficiently, some kids might be struggling with it, some kids might be making progress with your help. So, there might be different levels of learning. So, to define that, what we have done, we have defined some learning levels as per the kids' age and how they perform in the classrooms. Now, we did not want to give them some names like proficient, the words that I used. We wanted to show progress because each child is different, their learning style is different, their learning levels are different, and we want to encourage each child. So, what we have done is we have come up with the names of the learning levels. We have divided the learning levels into four levels. First one is seedling. As the name suggests, we want to show that a child is still developing a basic understanding of the skill and usually needs extensive support. I'm sure when I'll read these learning levels to you, you will be able to think about the kids in your class, right? Who are at this level, who is on second level, third level, and fourth level. So that awareness you will be able to get with these levels. Second level is blossoming, where a child has developed a basic understanding of the skill and needs some support to apply knowledge to various situations. Third level is flourishing. Child is developing an advanced understanding of the skill and works with some support while applying knowledge to various situations. And the fourth one is child is developing an advanced understanding of the skill and works independently while applying knowledge to various situations. Right? So these are the four levels of learning: seedling, blossoming, flourishing, and thriving. You can also see it in the form of how this seed to a plant is growing. Right? So these are the learning levels, four learning levels. I'll repeat: seedling, blossoming, flourishing, thriving. These are our proficiency levels on which you will evaluate a child's performance. Now, before going any further, I would like to ask the teachers if you think we should be using holistic progress card, if it is a useful tool or it will help you in the classrooms. Okay, I'm getting a lot of yes. Kirti ma'am, Harmeet ma'am, Sheetal ma'am, Prajakta ma'am, Geeta ma'am. Thank you so much, teachers, for confirming that it's an important tool. Okay. Okay. Second question is: do you think using four levels of learning is useful? Okay, lots of yes. Very useful. Okay. Great. Great. Thank you so much, teachers. Thanks a lot, teachers. Okay. With this confirmation, I will move forward and share the content again. Okay, let's come back to the LMS. Now that we have learned that there are four proficiency levels on which we are going to evaluate our kids. Now, I want you to imagine the theme books, or if you have your theme books with you, TMs with you, or if you can imagine the TMs, how the lesson plans are structured. There are different learning outcomes in our lesson plans. Each lesson plan is catering to a different learning outcome. Now, NCF, National Curriculum Framework, has given us a lot of information on how we should uh, use the curriculum, teach in the classrooms, especially in the foundational grades. A major part of it is it has defined five domains of learning, which are physical development, language and literacy development, cognitive development, aesthetic and cultural development, social and emotional development. These are the five domains of learning. Now, in these five domains of learning, it has also aligned 13 curricular goals and around 68 specific competencies. So there are five domains of learning, 13 curricular goals, and 68 competencies. So in this holistic progress card activity observation, you will see the what we have done is all the activities that you are going to perform in the classrooms with the kids. There are some activities. These have been backwardly mapped to learning outcomes as enlisted by NCF. These learning outcomes are backwardly mapped to the competencies and competencies to curricular goals and then to domain. So everything has been mapped to all the information that has been given in NCF. So if you fill out this HPC, you will see everything that you do in the classroom is 100% mapped to all the domains, curricular goals, competencies, LOs, and listed by NCF. How does it show on the screen? Let me do that. We had talked about activity observation. I clicked on activity observation. I clicked on the subject that I want to evaluate. Now, when I click on a subject, some domain names come. Now, for example, in English, not necessarily all five domains will be covered, right? Not necessarily I'll be covering all the domains in all the subjects. Some domains might be covered in one subject, other domains might be covered in other subject, and there will be overlap in different subjects. For example, in theme 1, where I've selected English, these three domains are being covered in English. So there is aesthetic and cultural development, language and literacy development, which is an important part of English language, and physical development. You will see how many activities are there here in number. Three activities, 54 activities in language and literacy development because it is mapped to my subject, and physical development activities, which are 12. There is an option to expand. So when I click on this, I will see the name of the activities. So here you can see the name of the activities. Air trace the upper and lower case letter J using the index finger. Can you think about these type of activities being given in your TM? Right? These are the type of activities that are given in your TM. Click on the objects that begin with letter K and repeat the words as given in the letter K interactivity. This is mapped to the digital activity that we ask the kids to do. I'm just showing you some examples here. Color the lion as given in the activity on page 11. So it is as detailed as possible to make it easier for you, right? So you are starting with this activity, whenever you are doing this activity in the classroom, for example, you have performed this activity, you saw how the kids were doing on a sheet of paper or coming directly to the LMS, you can click on evaluate. When you click on that evaluate, you will see the name of the activity here. Now, here you can see the curricular goal it is mapped to, the competency it is mapped to. And we have also mentioned the competency number. This is 10.3. Right? This is 10.3 competency. This is the curricular goal that it is mapped to. Out of 13 curricular goals, this is mapped to curricular goal 13, and this is curricular goal 10, and this is competency 10.3. Now there is an option of putting the date. So for example, I conducted this activity on 3rd of June. I can see the name of all the kids in my classroom. Now I did this in my class, and I will give the evaluation observation here. These are color coded as per my learning levels. So you will see the colors change here as per the evaluation that I'm providing for my kids, because I conducted this in the classroom, so I know how my kids have performed. There might be a case where I was not able to observe a kid. Maybe they were absent. So one kid was absent on this day. So I have put not observed. There might be another case in which the kid was present in the classroom, but there was some other reason kid did not participate. There might be any other reason also. I am just giving an example out here for you to understand that there might be some practical situations in the classroom where you are not able to observe a particular activity. So we understand that. So we have also given this option of not observed. And the four levels of learning here, which you can select for the kids. Then you have an option of clicking on save. Once you have saved it, you can see the information. If there are any changes that you want to make, you can still make the changes, right? If I want to make a change here, I can still do it and I can save it again. Now I have two options. I can directly move to the next activity using this arrow. It will ask me if I'm sure if I want to save my information, and then move to the next activity. After J, I can fill it for K. I can also go back to the same activity, or I can go back to my main screen. When I do that, I come back on my main screen where I was putting down the information. Same way, you can fill out the information for all the domains and all the activities. Now, we suggest that teachers do this after completing every theme or at the end of every week. How whatever suits you best, you can choose to do that. Right? This is absolutely up to you. When do you want to fill in the information? But for any term HPC, all the information has to be put. For example, here we are evaluating for term 2. So for all the activities given in animals, all the activities given in food, the information has to be filled in. Now, if you do it regularly, you will find it is very easy to do. But if you wait for last minute to fill in all the information at one time, you might find it very tiresome, right? And I'm sure this is with everything that we do. So if things pile up for the last minute, we find it difficult to do. So we suggest that you do this on a regular basis. So this was about our activity observation. I'll just repeat. When we click on our activity observation, I will see all the subjects. When I click on any particular subject, I will see the name of the domains tagged to that subject. For each domain, there are some activities that are being tagged, and on these activities you will see learning outcomes and screen is not visible. Teachers, can you confirm if my screen is visible?
Yes, I've got confirmation on the chat box. The screen is visible to all of them. That's how we are getting all these yeses in the chat box.
Okay, great, awesome.
This it's
Thank you so
visible
much for
to
this
them.
confirmation. Thanks a lot. Okay. Okay, so yes, so let's go back to the summary of activity observation. Right. So here on when I click on any domain name, I can expand it and there will be some activities that are tagged to different domains. With each activity, we have tagged it to a particular learning outcome, then to a competency, then to a curricular goal, all enlisted by NCL. I have an option of evaluate in front of every activity. When I click on activity, I get the name of all the children enrolled in my classroom. I get 5 options to fill in. First is not observed, in case you're not able to observe any kid because of any reason that might happen in the classroom. And then 4 proficiency levels, which are seedling, blossoming, flourishing, and thriving. This is how you will evaluate for uh, all the subjects in a particular theme, and then you'll move to the next theme. So this was about activity observation. Now, before moving forward, one question, quick question. Can you tell me the names of the proficiency level? You do not need to write the whole name. You can give me the first letter. For example, my name is Swati. The first letter is S. For the 4 proficiency levels that we are going to evaluate, what are those levels? Waiting for responses on the chat. What are the 4 proficiency levels? Oh, great. SBFT. Great, Sumi ma'am. SBFT, seedling, SBFT, great, awesome. SBFT, this is what I wanted to hear. SBFT is seedling, blossoming, flourishing, thriving. Please remember this SBFT, very easy to remember. SBFT, 4 learning levels. Awesome, teachers. Let's move forward. We saw the activity observation. Now let's go to anecdote observation. Now, in anecdote observation, you will see the structure has changed. I can see the name of my kids enrolled in the classroom. So, for example, let me take one kid here and I click on anecdote observation. Here, anecdote in front of anecdote observation, you will see the system asked me to put number of teaching days. Now, these number of teaching days are going to be same for all the kids. So you just have to put in this information once. So total number of teaching days in your school. So for example, let me put it here as 120, just for example, right? And then I click on any child and put in the information for that particular child. Out of 120 number of days attended by this particular child, let me write 100, and then it asks if attendance is low, then reasons thereof. So it is also giving me an option. If the child has very low attendance, what were the reasons? Was the child sick or any other reason that I want to put? 20 days off for medical leave. Just an example here. You can put the information according to the class or the child. Now let's come to the second part. So you'll see here we are talking about attendance, we are talking about interest, we are talking about learner's profile, favorite color of the child, reflections of a child, what the parents have to say about the child, and learning indicators. Now, a major part of a holistic progress card is that we talk about the academic achievements. We also talk about the developmental domains of a child, but it has to be a personalized progress card for a child. How do we make it personalized? First, we talk about the interest of the child. What do they like? What are they good in? What are the different things that they enjoy doing? What is their favorite color? Right? Um, what are their general behaviors? And then, very important thing, what do what is their reflection on their own self, what their peers have to say about them, and what their parents have to say about them. So we take four types of feedback for holistic progress card. First, you as the teachers, you are providing all the information for the child, so teachers feedback, then self feedback, the child giving feedback for themselves. Second, peer feedback, taking a feedback from a friend. Then parents feedback, taking a feedback from the parents. Now we know the kids are very small, so these feedback evaluations also have to be very simple, which a child can easily do. Right, a 3 year, 4 year, 5 year child must be able to do it very easily. Having We have kept this in mind and designed all these parameters which are easy for a child to do. So we will go through all these parameters one by one. We talked about the attendance. As a teacher, I filled in how many days did this child attend in the classroom. Then there is a tab of interest. I can expand it, I can collapse it. When I expand it, we have given some input values for you to choose from. So for example, Bali likes dancing. So I'm putting this. Also, some craft activities. I saw Bali indulging in art activities. And if I want to write something, I can click on others and write. He also enjoys solving puzzles. And I can save it. So this is how I have given the interest area. So we have given some input values to make it easier for you to choose from, and we have also given the option for you to put in the subjective values also. Then comes the learner's profile. There are three components of learner's profile. First, what are the strengths of this child? What are the growth areas of this child? And general behaviors, right? What are they good at? What can be improved? And what are the general behaviors? And again, it works in the same way. There are some input values that you can select, and then you can click on others and write those values. So, for example, this child, I think, expresses emotions very well, is a very good team player, and has sharp memory. Growth areas, I think this child can improve a little bit on attention span and following rules and instructions. So you will see even the options that are input values that are given here have been well thought of according to this age group. What are the different things that the kids are good at during this age group, right? What are the things they can improve? Like they have very small attention attention span. They might be struggling with taking turns or handling transitions. These are the things that actually happen in the classroom, in classroom setups. So all these input values have also been thought very well and then given here in different parameters. Then in general behavior.
Swati ma'am, just 1 second. Some of the participants are saying that the font is too small and zooming in might help.
Okay, sure. Let me know if this helps. Teachers, can you confirm if this helps?
Yes, it is better, they're saying.
Great.
Perfect.
Great. So in general behaviors, again, there are some inputs and you have the option of clicking on others and writing the subjective feedback. So this child is very friendly, very helpful, and very kind. So I have given this as general behavior for this kid. This might differ from child to child. So according to a child's general behavior, you can give this input. Now I will close this. We have filled in the learner's profile. So we talked about attendance, we talked about the interest areas of the child, then we looked at learner's profile, which had three components: strengths, growth areas, and general behavior. Now, my favorite color. Like, what is the child's favorite color? Now, I know kids of this age keep on changing this, right? They might say, my favorite color is this today, and they might change it tomorrow. So by the end of the term, whatever their favorite color is, I know it keeps on changing. So you just fill in that. We have given some options here, or you can click on others and write the name of the color. Then my reflections. We talked about four types of feedbacks. First is teacher's feedback, right, which you have given in form of their strengths, growth areas, and general behavior, right? That is the teacher's feedback that has been given to a child. Second type of feedback is self reflection, right? My reflection. Now for this, what we suggest to the teachers is, at the end of term 1, during term 1, find one activity that you can ask the child to do and ask them if they enjoyed doing these activities. So there will be some activities that have to be done in groups, there are some activities that have to be done individually. For the individual activities, find one or two activities, or how many or the number of activities that you can do in the classrooms, and evaluate this and ask the children if they enjoyed doing this activity. The child said, yes, I enjoyed it very much. No, I did not enjoy. I did it. Right? According to that, you fill in the stars. And these will highlight according to that. On the same activity, ask the child if they could do it on their own, or they could do it with the teacher's help. You will see this is also aligned with the icon section that has been given in the theme book. If the child says, yes, I could do it on my own, you select this. If the child needed teacher's help, you can select this. Whichever icon you select, it will get highlighted. Right? This is how my reflections or self reflection can be done for a child. I'll repeat this. You can choose some activities in the classroom during term 1 or term 2, which have to be done individually. You can ask the child if they enjoy doing these activities, if they could do it on their own or with their teacher's help. Right? So because in this age group, the reflection points for a child should be as easy as possible. That's why this has been done. We give the liberty to the teachers which activities they want to choose for the kids for my reflection section. Similarly, for what my friends have to say, as the name suggests, this is peer assessment, right? what my friend has to say, how my friend is assessing me, and how what is the feedback I give to my friend. To make it easier for the teachers, we suggest that you make buddy pairs, buddy system in the classroom. Ask the kids to do some activities in pairs. You'll find a lot of activities in your TMs that has to be done in pairs, right? In those activities, now ask the children to give answers to very simple questions. Likes to share toys with their friend. If the buddy says yes, you select this. Likes to help their friend, yes. Enjoy doing activities with their friend. So you can give the answer as per the feedback given by the friend, right? And these are very simple questions. Now we did not want to give any questions because kids are very impressionable at this age. We don't want them to judge the other kid, or use any assessment or feedback that might register in their mind, right? And also because their opinion keeps on changing. Like today Ria is my best friend. Tomorrow, someone else might be. Today, I like Ria. Tomorrow, I might not like. So, their assessment or feedback might be biased, right? But these are the questions they can easily answer without uh, being biased. And we wanted to keep it simple, yet getting the information for the particular child. That helps us to assess what are their general behaviors from a perspective of a peer. Moving forward, then we have parents' feedback. Again, to keep it very simple, we have given only three questions, and the questions which a parent can easily answer. First question is, my child enjoys participating in. Right? Very simple. They can write their response. My child can be supported in. I would like to share that. Any other information they would like to share. Last part is qualitative feedback. Now we have given everything, like we talked about how they performed in different activities in the classroom, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, growth areas, what are their general behaviors, right? What is the assessment from their friends, from their parents, right? Their self assessment, and of course from the teacher. Now we go to the qualitative feedback that we want to give to the kid. Now this section called learning indicators has been divided into the domains, five domains that we talked about. So in this, I'll just zoom out a little bit and then I'll zoom in just to show you the structure. So you'll see there are domains and there are curricular goals as per NCF, right? So five domains listed here and the 13 curricular goals listed here. You will see automatically the name of the kid will appear here. You will see the curricular goal being listed here, and there are two options with it. So, for example, the first curricular goal, Bali can run, jump, climb, and balance, and there are two options on their own with some help, right? Bali can do this on their own. Okay, can do activities like drawing, cutting, and manipulating small objects. I think Bali can do it with some help. Accordingly, I will put in the information. So this was for physical development, socio-emotional development. Again, the curricular goals are listed here. There are two options you can select. Very easy options. I think which you will find very easy to evaluate because uh, during this stage, either the kids are able to do it on their own or they might need some help. In cognitive development, again, I will fill in the information here. So these are the two options. There are radio buttons here. If I want to change my response here, no, I want to put in with some help, I can do that. Similarly, I can fill this for all the curricular goals, 13 curricular goals and listed by NCF. and I have filled in this information for all the domains. This is how I have completed my anecdote observation for this one child. Right? And again, if you have any confusion what were the proficiency levels, you will see at the end the details of all the proficiency levels are listed here so that you can refer to it if you have any confusion while marking it. Then I have the option of save. Now, anecdote observation has to be done once per term. It is not that you have to do it with everything. No, you just have to fill it once when you want to take out your holistic progress card. Right? When you have done all the activity observation, you have put in all the information, then you will go to each child's name and then fill in the information, anecdote information for each child. Right? So this was the input. I have given all the input. I have given activity observation for my child. I have given anecdote observation for my child. I have also given the number of teaching days. Now, how do I generate my report? Right? Now, this was again, I'll show you. We did this in marks entry. You will see on your screen just below that there is an option of report. Right? This was marks entry. I have entered the marks. Now I want to generate the report card. I go to report. There are different options according to the classes that you teach. You have to select holistic progress card. Holistic progress card, the class that you filled in the information for, and you will see the names of a kid. Now, for example, I selected this child because right now I filled in information for this child only, and I click on here, print. Now it will give you the information. This document is to be printed in landscape. Okay, so here you will see there is an option called layout. There is option of portrait and landscape because we have designed the progress card in landscape mode. Please select landscape. Second, very important information, in more settings, always select these two options. I'll show you why. If I deselect this, you will see it goes blank. Okay, all the information will not come. And a lot of teachers might have this query, we can't see all the information. That's why please remember to select these two, headers and footers, background graphics. And you will see all the information that we had given will come here. Now, let me save this.
Swati, the pop-up screen was not visible.
Sorry?
The pop-up screen for the print was not visible.
Pop-up screen for the... Okay,
The
let
pop-up
me
dialog box is not
try to
visible.
share it again. Teachers, let me know if the screen is visible.
Yeah, now it is. Now it is. Yes.
Great. Great. Let me go back here. So, when I click on this, it will show me this document is to be printed only in landscape mode. In layout, I will click on landscape. I was telling you about two important settings that you have to select, which comes here in more settings. When you expand more settings, you will see these two options, headers and footers and background graphics. You need to select this at all times, and then you'll click on save, and you can save it on your system wherever you want this document to be, right? Okay, teachers. Now, if there are any questions till now, let's take those questions up and then I'll show you the printed version of it. What we have downloaded from the system, how it is going to look.
Swati, there are some question in Q&A box.
Okay, let me just go through these questions. Will Hindi be a part of HPC in level 1 and level 2? No. Currently, we do not have Hindi in level 1 and level 2. How does we how cover in science? So, ma'am, in beginner level 1 and level 2, we have general awareness. So, we have four subjects that are covered in theme books, starting with English, maths, general awareness, and art and craft. So, these are the subjects that we cover in HPC also. These are for the HPC is for the pre-primary section, and that's how our books have been divided. How many domains in social studies? So, ma'am, the domains are not subject wise. So, there are five domains, total five domains that are a part of different subjects in different forms. For example, let me give you an example. Physical development domain uh, can be a part of foundational numeracy and literacy also. How if you are teaching about numbers 1 to 10 using a hopscotch and you're asking the kids to jump, right? So it's a part of physical development domain. So that's how different domains become a part of different subjects in the theme books. Similarly for other domains also. So there might be some activities in which you are asking a child to express their emotions. That might be a part of English also, using some story, or it might be part of general awareness also. That will come under social and emotional development. Okay, ma'am. Asha, ma'am, the five domains of learning are physical development, cognitive development, language and literacy development, socio emotional development, and aesthetic and cultural development. There is one more sub part of it which is called positive learning habits, which is called 5.1, because positive learning habits, we also want to do that with our kids. So, five main domains and one subpart positive learning habits. Then, strength growth areas, and what is the third one? Strength growth areas, general behavior. Do we have to fill the number of working in term 1 and term 2 separately? Yes, ma'am. You have to do that separately. Ma'am, we do not have Hindi. How is it useful for high school children? Ma'am, we are talking currently about pre-primary, right? All this information is valid for foundational grades. The correct evaluation method for special child for HPC. Ma'am, for special child, I think there needs to be different tweaks. How you make the tweaks in the classroom to make them inclusive in those activities. I think you should take the liberty to change the information or the input values for a special child, right? A lot of inputs can be changed according to the, you know, you to that special child in your classroom. How to do for grades 1 and 2? Very good question, ma'am. Grades 1 and 2 is a work in progress. We have not come up with it. There will be some changes in it, and there will be some progression from pre-primary to grades 1 and 2. We will showcase that. We will have a training on grades 1 and 2 once we are ready with it. Um, According to the holistic progress card, we can divide in the according of the student by the category A, B, C. We can do it just like that. Ma'am, I did not understand this question. If you can put this question again, maybe add other subjects. Yes, ma'am. We have given the information, we have made it available on the LMS for the subjects that we cater to in our theme books. If you want to use the same structure for other subjects, please feel free to do that. The only point is you'll not get the structure to do that on the LMS. But of course, in the print version, you can add any information, extra information that you want to add. Any other questions? I hope I have not missed any question. If I have, please let me know. Can we get recording of this session? We will check with the excellence team. Get back to you on that. No, ma'am. So you do not have to make different competencies for special child, but the way to evaluate those competencies might differ, right? You do not have to create any new domains, you do not have to create any new curricular goals, you do not have to create any new competencies, but the way you evaluate for a special child will be different the way you evaluate for other kids, right? The only change will be how you are evaluating in the classroom. In the same way, how you evaluate, how you conduct the activities for other children and special child. Can we customize the points as per our needs? Ma'am, for every component, we have given an option of others. You can click on it and add as much of information you want to add. How to make holistic card from starting point only because I face some network issue. If you have any questions after the session, you can reach out to your excellence team and they will be able to help you. Can you quickly list the process? Once before showing. Okay, I'll take you through the process again once more to summarize. Currently, ma'am, we do not have Hindi as a part of HPC. Okay, so now let me go back and show you how what we had created, how does it look like in printed form. I will come back to Q&A and check if there are any other questions. But let me share my screen and show you the printed version. So this is how your holistic progress card after being downloaded will look like. So all this information will be auto fetched. So number of teaching days that you had put, then number of days attended, this information, all the information that you would have provided for a child during onboarding will come here. Whatever favorite color you had selected would come. Then this is an important part. You remember we put in the information for each activity using SBFT. So the system is going to auto calculate in in terms of curricular goal, you don't have to do anything. For cognitive development, all the curricular goals, all the information that you had given, it will take an average and it will show here what is the average in theme 1, what is the average in theme 2. Then you will see here that this is auto populated. You did not have to fill in this information. The syllabus for theme for term 1 is listed here. Then for each subject, foundational literacy, how the child is doing in theme 1 B, which is blossoming, total term 1B, whatever information you would have given, it will show here, and it will auto calculate all this information. In my profile, all the input that you would have given in strengths, growth areas, general behavior, in my reflections, what my friends have to say. This is just for reference, what my parents have to say, the information that would have been put in here, and the learning indicators. You remember we put in the information using the radio buttons on their own with some help. So it forms a sentence on their here using the sentences given there. They can run, jump, climb, and balance on their own. So you'll see both the types of options on their own or with some help. So it will auto generate this, and on the last page you will see the proficiency levels. You can add the picture of the child, right? And you can even write it here. So this is how the print version downloaded from the system will look like. Okay, I am coming back to the Q&A. I have one more question to answer. How to customize the cover page of the HPC? Ma'am, this is a work in progress. We want to make it customizable for the teachers. It is still work in progress because there are too many technical aspects to it. The dimensions, what is the size of the picture, and resolution of the picture. We want to make it easier so that you can put in the picture and the system takes it according to its capability. So that's a work in progress. Once it is done, we will roll out an information for all the teachers that you can use that feature. Okay. So now teachers, let me just quickly take you through one quick run on how we did this. First, you have logged in. There are two options here, marks entry and reports. To fill in the HPC, you have to go on marks entry. Then when you click on marks entry, you select your grade, year, term, and then you start putting in information. Two types of information, activity observation and anecdote observation. Activity observation, you have to give score to the kids, observation values on 4 learning levels. Once you do that, you go on anecdote observation. There you click on each child's name and then give personalized information to each child. Right? So, teachers, what I'll suggest all of you to do is please go through the holistic progress card on your own. See, go through it, fill in the information, and if you come up with any questions, please reach out to your excellence team. Right? Once you do it, you'll have more questions. You ask those questions to your excellence team, and they'll be able to help you out. Please use the holistic progress card as much as possible. It will make your life easier. It will give you a better way of presenting the progress of a child in the classroom. Thank you so much, teachers, for being here on this call. Over to you, Bhanu.
So I think we can end this session. Thank you so much, Swati, for your valuable time. Thank you so much, teachers, for joining in and being with us for the entire session. We're happy to have you here in the session. The session went really well. Swati covered all the aspects of holistic progress report card really well. And I hope you all enjoy the session. See you tomorrow for the another interaction on activity kit. We'll be more than happy to have you. So thank you so much. Enjoy your evening. Have a blissful day.
Thank you so much, teachers. Good evening again. Have a good day ahead.